Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Number 7. Now season 4. I see we're taking on our road course here tonight. Checking that now. Might not have. Let's see if we get the sound going. Should be starting qualifying. Thought we had cameras here for a Roval. Try and go fast here while they're doing their qualifying laps you can see going on down there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Still going around here qualifying at the moment. Not seeing anybody get a good qualifying time as of yet. Now we see time starting to roll in here. Greco with a 1:22.528. Zujic with a 1:23.701.
Do we want to make a new section? We can't put it around the block with it. Radio check, that's what we were getting at. Brock, you got an opinion? I think this is kind of big, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, we're going to hear on through, trying to figure out if they want to set up a new session or not. You just type in here and we got Sage Beck over here trying to put some laps in here and warm up. There you see Matt Mars coming there off the corner. It's a little dark here through this section. I can't quite see them. I don't know if they can see the track or not. Couple of these cars down there through that infield is a little bit of a interesting spot where there you see it. There you see the black number 3 PJ Wentland coming out there. There's 26 of Chase Batsko. Can't quite see who that car is. I think that was the 8 of Nigel. No, that wasn't the 8 of Nigel Skilling. There's one that was an 8 out there. Maybe I was wrong. Oh, that's the 6. Sorry, that's the 6 out there of Shea Tarleton. Yeah, bear with me there, little folks, a little bit. As some of these sections are hard to catch here tonight. Watch it go there off of the bus stop down through the turn of the 3 and 4 of Charlotte. There's Justin Welsh out there in the 67. Going up there around the corner. Try to get us a track map up here so we can kind of see where these drivers are at. Got him here in warm-up, deciding whether or not to go with it. And Graham Jacobson back here in the number 9, William Gay, out here in the 75, working there through the Charlotte infield. Nigel Skilling working there off of the last chicane. They got Mark Ossier out there in the 117. Odd the way that paint scheme's looking. There you see Sage Breck, though, your master here in the Xfinity cars, it seems like. We got Seth Causer out here in the number 81. Justin Welch here in the 67. Chase Miller in the number 26. And we're here off of the corner. Probably should have done this earlier, but forgot to. We're going to do it right now. Looks like we're getting ready for the green here. Here is your starting grid here for tonight. Sage Greco out there on pole, with Alexander Zujic there in second, driving at 555. Row number 2 on the inside, Graham Jacobson driving at number 9, starting there on the inside in third was Seth Tozer there in the 81 who was outside in fourth. Fifth tonight on the inside of row number 3 is going to be Ryan Peters there in the number 5. Matt Mars there in the number 34. Starting there in 6th. Down there in 7th. Inside row number 4 is going to be the 05 of Brock Morris. With Justin Wells driving 67 there on his outside there in 8th. Then row number 5, that's going to be on the inside. Chase Silla starting 9th, driving car number 26 with 221 of Jeremy James there in 10th. Row number 6 on the inside in 11th. Kyle Bird driving the number 49. William Gade, who was outside, driving car number 75. In row number 7, that's going to be P.J. Whitman there in the number 3 with Mark Ossier in the 117 there in 14th. Inside row number 8 is going to be Shane Tarleton starting there in 15th. Driving car number 6, Nigel Steele there who was outside, driving car number 8. Joseph Spillman driving the car number 41 will start inside row number 9 and 17 with Travis Roberto there onto his outside in 18th. Driving at 028. Uncle Tank back here, rounding out your field in 19th tonight, inside row number 10. Got a little bit of radio chatter here on my other screen, so we can kind of hear maybe a little bit about what the drivers are doing here tonight. Hopefully they can see enough what's out front ahead of them. There are some dark spots on this track here tonight. Hey, watch them come there through the corner here off of 1 and 2, I think. They're coming there off of 2. Coming down there to the bus stop. Welsh and Ossier on pit road, waiting for that green flag to drop before they can come out. Sage Greco's going to lead them to the green flag. And I think that bus stop is a little deeper here than what I remember before. I could be wrong on that, but it does look like it dips in there a lot farther than what I recall before. This isn't one of my favorite tracks. I know some drivers like it, but it's definitely got a love-hate relationship, most definitely, here at the Roval. Charlotte Roval, that is. We're going to have a challenge here tonight as these drivers navigate here between the lighted sections and the dark sections of the racetrack. As here they go down here out of that last chicane. Green flag is out there down the way, down here into Chaos corner number 1. As they make that hard left-hand corner to get onto the first, or down here onto the infield of Charlotte. As it looks like they're making it okay. Oh man, look how dark it gets down there through the corner. Coming there off, you can just see the flames shooting up the tailpipes. Down there off the corners. Normally you're used to seeing GT3 cars run like this, not so much the Xfinity, as Xfinity don't quite have the lights. Working there off the corner. Everybody makes it through so far. And here they come, coming off the infield. Coming up here towards corner number 1. Now they'll get back onto the lighted part of the track. They get out of that dark infield. As we said, it's going to be interesting here. Let's see if we can get on board with one of these drivers as they head on out through here. You see there, they come through that bus stop on the back stretch, and they're on board there with Chase Silla. And you watch them work there off of corner number 4, back down here through the last chicane. And We're on board here with Kyle Bird. Trying to hang on to it there with Jeremy James underneath him. There's the 6 of Shea Charlton working there underneath. So the inside of this corner coming down here. Just look how dark this gets down through here. This is what they're seeing on board. To try to make sure they don't get into the driver in front of them. That is hard to see here. And head up here, coming off of the infield section. They're making the right-hand corners before making that hard left. Get back up onto the main racing surface of Charlotte. And you'll see they're coming out from the darkness, coming into the light here tonight. On board there with Kyle Bird as they roll off through the corner. And you see corner number 9 there tonight, corner number 10. We're down here into the bus stop. Or the back chicane, back, whatever they call this, back here at the back of the track. Working there off up here through corner number 3 and 4 of the actual NASCAR track. And back through the final chicane here. As you see, Kyle Bird's going to get docked for that one. He slides it through the corner. Scott Tozer. Up there towards the front there, you see the 75, William Gay. The 6 of Shea Charlton. As they work there off the corner. They work up here around corner number 8. Head back out there onto the main track right here, corner number 8. Daisy William Gay, and it looks like Shea Charlton might have got into the outside wall there. Jeremy James up here on the top side as William Gay gets underneath them. And they go 3 wide down the back stretch as Jeremy James up there next to that outside wall. Here comes the 67 there, Justin Wells diving to the inside of Shea Charlton. Coming down through the chicane on the back stretch. Hey, see Joseph Spillman there in the number 41. Rockford, Illinois. Shea Charlton working there off through the final chicane, and you can just see how dark they can get here. And these drivers come down through the infield of the track. There you see the inside of Brock Morris, 22 laps to go here at Charlotte Roval. Down here off of corner number 4. I hope I got that right. And come around there off corner number 8, around corner number 9. They're watching Brock Morris there in the 05, trying to get up there to Seth Tozer. And will do so, looking to the inside of them here as they come into the chicane. And the 81 sliding around, Jeremy James around there on the infield. About corner number 7. Now we're watching Seth Tozer and Brock Morris battle it out there. That is for 3rd spot. There you see St. Greco out there in front, followed by the 9 of Graham Munson. Or Graham Jacobson. Yeah, roll back down there into that infield, heading from the light into the dark. Might as well just put a tunnel over all this. The big driver, that's pretty much what it seems like to them, I think. Yeah, they roll there through that infield, 21 laps to go. For St. Greco out front, Graham Johnson there in 2nd, Seth Tozer there in 3rd. Radio seems pretty quiet here on the, for the most part. Hey, driver head out here onto the front stretch. Or, I'm sorry, no. Corner 8 and 9, or I'm sorry, 9 and 10. Working there off on that back stretch, head down there into that back stretch chicane, bus stop as some may call it. There you see, there goes Brock finally getting around set as he works through turn number. I'd say about 13, 14. Turn back onto the front stretch here. Now back down there onto the infield once again. And it's now 20 laps to go. Main driver's trying to paddle it out here, down there in the corner. Number 3 and 4. And now working on their way up to 5 and 6. You got that number 555 of Alexander Stujic back there in 5th right now, trying to get around set. Once again, that's for a position there for 4th. They come battling off of that infield back onto the main racetrack up there for NASCAR. Working around 9 and 10 onto the backstretch here at Charlotte Roval. These drivers really battling hard here tonight, trying to find a way to get everything in line for them to get up there. I just don't know if anybody has anything, and I know. Now we got Graham, Brock, and Seth here, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. There for you, Paul Jacobson. Thank you for tuning in here tonight to watch. But I mean, we just got to see if we can dethrone the king up there of St. Greco. Graham Jacobson there in 2nd, Brock Morris there 3rd, Seth Tozer there in 4th. Alexander Zudik back here in 5th. Little hiccup there in the traffic for some reason. Camera kind of cut out for a moment, but we got it back here. Roll down through that infield. There you see Alexander Zudik there in 5th, driving that 5 and 5 down here in corner number 5, coming around 6. Around goes William Gay down there on the infield. Now he was coming through turn 1 and lost it. That's going to lose a couple spots. He dropped back here to 13. Chase Silva also had problems. He's back to 8. They watch him come there off the corner, coming down there through the bus stop. The 81 getting a little loosey-goosey there with Graham Jacobson there now in 2nd. Marietta, Georgia. Trying to chase down St. Greco. Saint's getting onto that curve a little hard there. Yeah, it comes out after turn 1. Greco trying to hang on to that lead as it comes down here into the darkness. Now you're on board with Matt Mars. Working there through, off into corner number 1 and 2. And watching St. Greco work there. Off of the corner, off the infield now. Coming there through turn number 8. And we're up here through to corner number 9 on the racetrack. Bank sections of Charlotte. Barry J. Craft, Mark Ossier Craft. Let's see if we can take a quick look at that here on the full instant replay here tonight. There's the 117 of Mark Ossier. See what happens to him here as he comes down here into the darkness. Oh, the 21 is there. Oh, man, that is just not how you wanted to see that happen. Nigel Steele having issues here as well tonight. Well, we'll see there, Reagan Jacobson, if the G stands for GOAT tonight. He's sitting there in 3rd. There you see. Watching there, Nigel Steele working here off the corner and just plows it straight into the wall. off down here through the corner they go. Sage Greco still up front. On board here with Graham Jacobson. Ossier down here on the pit road. We got Stealing out, Roberto out, Tank is out of the race. We're there off of the infield back here through turn number 9. Those 3 drivers trying to chase down Sage Greco. Brock Forrest there in the 05 as they keep a pretty good pace here these first few laps. They come down here. Reagan, I don't know if you jinxed him. He's still sitting there in 3rd. He's not that far back there. He's sitting in 3rd right behind Brock. We see Graham working there through turn 1, down there in the 2. Down there through the darkness goes Sage Greco, leads the pack. I watch these drivers really wheel it around here tonight at this road. It's going to be interesting to see what these drivers really think about driving here in such a way that I don't think really was fully intended. But they are doing a great job here tonight. PJ Whitman having issues, along with Justin Welsh. And see Whitland's there on pit road. Justin Welsh also now out. Graham Johnson there. Brock Forrest going for the lead here in corner number, coming down the backstretch bus stop. Getting around Sage Greco there. They work there off. Here comes Graham Jacobson. All right, I wouldn't say Johnson, but Graham Jacobson. They work down there off of the corner 3 and 4 of the actual NASCAR track down through the final chicane. As Sage Greco looks like he might be falling off a little bit here with 15 laps to go. As Whitland's still on pit road. Damaged race car for that number 3. There you see the 05, Brock Forrest out front, getting out ahead of the King Sage Greco. And you see Sage Greco working there through the infield, trying not to lose too many more spots. But that 9 there, Graham Jacobson, he's really starting to close in on him there as they work there off of the infield. Almost got that wall coming off there, I think. Coming there through turn number 9 and 10 of the Roval. Back out onto the backstretch. Forrest leading the race. Greco there in 2nd. Graham Jacobson. Dang, I'm going to get that right sooner or later. Graham Jacobson there in 3rd. Seth Tozer there in 4th. Alexander Jukic still rolling around there in 5th tonight. And they keep working there off of the corners. They go down here into that final chicane. And you see Graham there getting to the back bumper of Greco. Couldn't quite get up there enough though. A little bit of smoke coming off of Seth as he got up into that outside wall a little bit. Now they head down here into the corner. Jay Charlton ended up off track. Mark Ossier ended up off track. Wentland leaving pit lane. They driver got to be real careful here as they come off around here. You see the number 3 is sitting there somewhere. There he comes there off of the field up there onto the main part of the racetrack. That bar's there in the number 34. There you see Graham Jacobson. Sitting 3rd, trying to chase down Sage Greco, which I thought he was there for a moment. Now he's lost some ground there as they head here into the bus stop. Working there through the corner corners there on the final. Now you see him come down there into that final chicane. Sage Greco catching them curves. A little bit there for Graham as well. Carlton on pit road. And the number 6 machine. Now he comes down there through corner number 5 and 6. And looking there at Matt Mars out of Louisville, Tennessee. Off of turn 9 and 10 on board with Graham once again. As they head out there you see Joseph Spillman down there on the apron of the track. Now, whoa, the 221 Jeremy James collecting. Matt Mars. Six there is on a pit road. Charlton, Jeremy James on pit road after being towed there. Charlton leaving the pits now. There we see Matt Mars chasing down Chase Zilla. They're going through the back bus stop. They're coming down through the first few corners of the infield. You're looking there, Graham Jacobson. Matt Mars, as we said, trying to chase down Chase Zilla right there in front of him. They work there off of the corners. There's Chase Zilla, currently 7th. All laps to go here tonight. Race number 7 is being complete here tonight for the Xfinity Series here with FMA. A little dark here through the infield, through sections as you watch them come there through the back bus stop. Down there through the last few corners there, coming to the final chicane. There they say Greco still hanging on to second. Graham Jacobson trying to get up there to battle for second. As we said, I thought he was up there once before, but ended up falling back a little bit. Now you watch them coming there through corner number 1, down through 2. Coming here into 3. The only thing you really see there in front of them is just a little bit of flash from the tailpipe. And if anybody's wondering what that flash from the tailpipe is, that is unburnt fuel finally burning off there in the tailpipe. That's lingering there in the tailpipe section. As these cars run, they'll send unburnt fuel through the motor and end up sitting there in the rear tailpipe. And that's what you kind of see, that last little bit there, kind of flaring up every so often, especially if they let off the gas. Whenever they let off for 50 years, that's peak time to see that. You watch Graham Jacobson working there off of the final corner down back through 1. There goes Brock Morris. Sage Greco. And Graham. There goes Seth Tozer. 10 laps to go here at the Roval. Great runs by everybody here tonight. Now looks like Brock Morris out there in the front. Sage Greco there second. Graham Jacobson there in third. Seth Tozer there, you sit watching Sage Greco work there off corner number 2 down here into the back bus stop. And Graham Jacobson there behind him. Back down here at third turn, 3 and 4 of the actual Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now we said tonight we're running the Roval. There we see right there, right at the back bumper. Graham is there. Ended up getting loose coming through the final chicane. Ended up losing spot there. Problem there with Matt somewhere. What I'm hearing. Possibly between Chase Zilla and Matt. They're watching there in the 75. William Gay working down that back straightaway here into the bus stop, catching up to the 49 of Kyle Bird. Out of Hopwood, North Carolina. As the 05 works down through the back bus stop, we got the 49 coming through the final chicane. Here on the front stretch, no smoke there off the 75 as he gets up into that outside wall before coming down here in the corner number 1. There's Graham Jacobson. He's got a move on Greco. He'll get around Sage Greco. That'll pull him up there in the second. Sage Greco falls back to third here tonight with 8 laps to go. A bit different here from Sage than what we see. Normally we see Sage excel in the long run, but here tonight looks like he might be falling off as the long run progresses in these Xfinity cars. Okay, roll down there off corner number 4, down through 5, through 6. And back out here on that corner number 9 and 10 of the racetrack, and they come out of turn 8, heading into 9. Through that banking. Chase Greco hangs on to third right now. Brock Morris out there in the front. Graham Jacobson. They're working through the bus stop. Final chicane there for the 75. Facing Graham and Sage. Sage losing ground there as they work there off of the corner. That 117, if she bugs us here, still looks a little odd to me the way the spec mapping is on that machine here tonight. As you watch them work down here through corner number 1 and 2. Onto that infield, down here through 3 and 4. You see that it's got dark down there, little flashes there. Not sure exactly where those flashes are coming from yet. Yeah, he'll roll up there. There you watch Kyle Bird there in the number 49. Currently in ninth, going around corner number 9 and 10. Heading down through the back stretch there through the bus stop. There you got Graham Jacobson working there off the corner. Working there through 9 and 10. He's heading down the back stretch. Working around the lap machine of the 117. Jeremy James, Justin Wells, Nigel Steele, Trevor Verdo, and Uncle Tank all out of tonight's race so far. Sage Greco working underneath of the 117. Will get around him just fine. And you'll notice that here with the FMA drivers, they will move out of the way So roll them all. Let the leaders on by. Great sportsmanship here in the FMA League. And if interested, I'm going to have a brand new link there in the video here after the race. And going forward as well. So you guys that are interested in joining Freedom Motorsport Alliance, can go and do so. Especially if you like what you see here. Most nights we go caution free. As they work there out of corner number 1 and 2. Sorry, working there through 9 and 10 for some of these drivers. Now you got the 5 they're working now through 9 and 10, lurking underneath that lap machine of the 117 of Mark Ossier. There you see the 555 of Alexander Nugent coming there off the corner. Down there through the front chicane. That final one right before the start-finish line. A little bit of wheel hop there from them curves. Now you watch him work here off the corner. There's the 9 of Graham Jacobson. About 3, almost 4 seconds back off of the leader. As they come here, turn number something there as they roll down there into the infield once again as Sage Greco and those up front. Brock Morris and Graham Jacobson work there off turn, off of the bus stop there through the final quarters, turn 3 and 4 of the official track. There you're on board with Brock. There you're on board with Kyle Bird. Rolling through corner number 1 and 2. Down through, off of 3 and 4. Four laps to go here at the Roval. They drive it work down through, off of the corner, and head back onto the main part of the racetrack. And you watch them down there through. Last quarters here for Ryan Peters coming through that final chicane. There is Seth Dozer in that number 81 sitting there in 4th. Ryan Peters in the 5, currently sitting in 6th. He heads down here in the corner number 1. 4 laps remaining here at the Roval. And wheel 5 of Brock Morris out front, down through that back bus stop. Slowly gaining on the 75 of William Gay. They watch down there in through the corners they go, the 49 and the 75 working there off the final chicane. You're watching here this 81 working there off of the bus stop. Head back out here towards the front stretch. 3 laps to go. As Morris and company come across that start-finish line. Five back there of Ryan Peters catching the 6 of Shea Charlton coming off of the bus stop. They're looking there at the 81 of Seth Tozer. Right behind him, the 555 of Alexander Zujic. That is a battle for 4th if Zujic can make it happen. Down there off of the corner. Now on to the main part of the racetrack. And they come up here out of turn number 8. He's trying to get that Ford up there in a battle with that Chevrolet. Alexander Zujic is your first Chevrolet there. Is your first Ford there in the field. Ryan Field is your first Toyota. There behind him a little ways. And the number 5. You're watching Seth Dozer there, 2 laps to go. St. Greco, you see him working there off that final chicane. There goes Zujic trying to dive it into the corner. And gets a decent run there through 1. Can't quite get it pulled off though as they come down through 2, down there into 3 and 4. Shea Tarleton, William Gay, Joseph Spillman all coming together somewhere. So 2 laps to go. Zujic back here really putting the heat on Tozer. They come down through turn number 9 and 10. Back onto that back stretch. The 05 of Brock still leads the way. And then through the back bus stop. 81 there of Tozer still trying to hang on to that 4th spot. Put a little bit of gap between him and Tozer. White flag is out for Brock Morris in the 05. He heads down there through turn number 1. There you see the 49 of Kyle Byrne rolling his way there through. There goes the 05. There goes the 9 of Grimm. Now we're on board there with Brock Morris coming there down to corner number 5 and 6. Coming around 6. Making that left-hand turn there at 7. Ford coming back up onto the racetrack there at corner number 8. Coming through the bank corners of 9 and 10. Heading there onto the back straight away out of Lapeer, Michigan. Out of Lapper, maybe Lapper? Here. Something like that. I could be pronouncing that wrong as they roll down here. On corner. Off of the bus stop down there through the final couple corners. Brock Morris hanging on to it right now. He comes down through the final chicane. Checker flag is out. Brock Morris is going to cross the line first here tonight, bringing home the victory at the Roval here tonight. Brent coming in second with Sage Greco coming there in third tonight. Unofficial results going to be coming in here shortly. So you see Sage Greco there, Graham Johnson. Take a look back here at what happened to William Gay. So back here with William Gay. Coming there off the corner. Not sure exactly what happened. Something happened possibly with Shea Tarleton. Now there's what happened to Gay. Joseph Spillman had issues as well coming there to the end. From there of the corner there. Out here through the last chicane, or is that the bus stop? Might have been the bus stop there. There's what brought that one out. Tough break there for a few of these drivers. here tonight. Getting that win. Now here's your finish results. Brock Morris, your winner. Graham Jacobson there in second. Sage Greco gets third tonight. Alexander Zuchik there in fourth. Seth Tozer fifth. Ryan Peters sixth. Chase Zilla there seventh. Matt Mars in eighth. Kyle Bird ninth. William Gay 10th. Joseph Spillman 11th. Mark Ossia there 12th. Jay Charlton there 13th. PJ Wetland 14th. Jeremy James there 15th. Justin Welsh 16th. Nigel Skilly 17th. 18th tonight. 18th tonight, going to go to Travis Roberto and Uncle Tank there in 19th. All right, we'll go and get with your leaders now. Sage Greco here tonight. Let's see where they at. Good evening there, Sage. How's it going? Good evening there, Sage. How's it going? Man, what a night for a race that was.
Yeah, brother. I'd have been happy with just finishing, but top three is pretty cool.
Well, I noticed that infield was pretty dark here on the broadcast. What was it like for you drivers navigating that infield tonight?
I mean, wasn't really a big deal. You can still see everything. Wasn't too bad.
Well, you guys did a great job navigating that, as I said, and you got shout-outs, sponsors, anybody you want to thank for getting third place tonight?
Yes, sir. Sure don't.
Well, you did a great job, and hopefully you can continue on keeping the momentum strong here. I know you're usually one of the top podium guys here, and I think you're in the top of the points, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no.
Well, you had another outstanding night here, Sage, and hopefully you have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you Wednesday night in the Cup Series.
Thank you, brother. God bless.
Well, that was Sage Greco. Now we'll get with Graham Jacobson. See if we can. Good evening there, Graham. Can you hear us okay?
Hey, can you hear me? Sorry.
Oh, there you are. Yep, we got you. How are you?
Sorry, I couldn't earlier.
you got us now?
Yeah, I got it.
All righty. Well, great job there in that number 9 tonight. I know you had a few people cheering you on here in the chat as we were watching the race tonight. Man, kind of take us through, what was your thoughts on racing, kind of going through the light sections to the dark sections here at the Roval tonight?
So this is my first race in a stock car, so I was still trying to learn how to drive this thing, and I'd go out for warm-up and the whole track would start, and everyone wanted to change it. Well, I don't actually know if people wanted to change it, but I was all for it. I really liked it. I think it gave a really cool challenge and made the race really special.
Well, I know that infield did get kind of dark in some areas. That's why I was just kind of curious, because on the broadcast we went through and did a couple of in-car cams, and all I could make out was just a flash of the tailpipe at points. So
It was definitely hard to see at some turns, but just going off of the red curving really helped, and it was really especially hard to see cars in front and behind you.
well, especially since these stock cars, they don't have headlights like normal GT3 cars or other road course cars. So great job tonight. You got any sponsors, shout outs, anybody you want to thank for getting that second place tonight?
Shout out to FMA. This is my first time ever racing Xfinity with them. First time racing Xfinity ever, pretty much. Shout out to whoever was in the chat. I still haven't seen who it was, but I'm sure it was my family members. And yeah, it was a really great night. Shout out to Brock for a dominant race. I hopefully thought I had the chance to catch him there at the end, but he's just too quick and a separate league. And yeah, shout out to all the other drivers as well for making this a great night.
Well, they did a great job there tonight, and man, you did a great job handling that car, considering it was your first night in a stock car per se.
Yeah, it was definitely a new challenge coming from a mainly what I race is GT3 with, traction control and ABS and downforce and everything. And coming to this, I kind of just went out and was like, hey, I'll just try to drive it. Maybe spun a couple times, but that's all part of the process. So I'm glad I could pull off a P2 tonight.
Well, great job there, and hopefully we'll see you in more races going forward.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This was really fun.
Alrighty, well, you have yourself a great night there, Graham, and see you in more races to come.
All right, you as well. Thank you.
That was Graham. Come on now. What do you want you to do? That was Graham Jacobson. I will get with Brock Morris. Good evening there, Brock. How's it going?
Going great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Man, you definitely seem to have this track under your belt tonight.
Yeah, Charlotte's always been very kind to me, especially in some of these stock cars. So I had a good level of confidence going in, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the race went.
Well, I think I'd be pretty pleased too, especially just getting ahead of Sage Greco tonight. And he's usually pretty dominant here. I know you're another one that seems to be up there towards the front most of the time. So great job tonight with these Xfinity cars, bringing them around Charlotte Roble.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we had a nice scrap there with Sage Graham and I for a little bit, and yeah, it was a fun battle.
Well, you got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for?
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank Kettering Esports, Revved Up Racing, the guys over there. I'd like to give a shout out. I saw Paul Jacobson in the chat. How's it going? And yeah, thank you for putting this on, and to all the FMA admins.
Definitely a great night here, and great turnout considering it is the Roval. I mean, sometimes that doesn't always get the best turnout in these Xfinity cars, but I'm very pleased with the car count tonight.
Yeah, it seemed pretty good. It looked like we had 19 by the looks of things. So yeah, definitely more than I expected as well.
Well, it looks like 17 that officially started the race.
Still pretty good, though. I mean, that's a good amount of cars.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. That's for sure. So great job there, Brock, and hopefully we'll see you back on track again either Wednesday night or next Sunday.
I'll try. My school schedule is pretty demanding, but anytime I can, I'll be on here.
Alrighty. Well, great job again there, Brock, and you take it easy, and we'll look forward to seeing you in more races.
All right, thank you. I'll see you around.
All right, Brock Morris, your winner here tonight, driving at number 05. Hopefully everybody enjoyed everything. We get ready to sign off tonight. We want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in. If you want to see more racing action, we have a lot of racing action here at FFTV on the pole. We bring you the FMA Racing Sunday nights, Wednesday nights, along with bringing you the Coast to Coast Racing League Wednesday night and Thursday. So, looking for more to do. Great job again to these drivers tonight navigating the Roval, as it can sometimes be treacherous, as we saw a few drivers have issues tonight, but for the most part, everybody got through it okay. Once again, thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one. Good night.